What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to the Weekend Media Podcast. It's your boy J-Dub back again in the house with Brian Garcia Tirado. What is going on, man? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. It is hard to believe. I know we've said this multiple times, but it's hard to believe that this year is already over. We're into 2025. Just a year ago, we were talking about what we wanted to do with Weekend Media, and now here we are with all of our own YouTube channels. Weekend Media now has its own YouTube channel that is live. We have last week's podcast live on there if you guys want to go and listen to that or watch that. We were planning events for 2025. It's crazy how fast this has gone, dude.
Dude, it's so crazy. I mean, I just had a really good meeting with even one of my sponsors, and really cool stuff has popped up. And I'm like, dude, 25 is like this, like 20, like 24, 25. Usually it's like you're still kind of climbing up the roller coaster drop. It's still, it's like the first couple of days of 25, and I'm already going downhill full speed. Like we're rocking and rolling, dude. We're rocking and rolling. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I'm never one to really ring in the new year. I chill at home with the fam. Every now and then, one of my cousins or something will come over. I'm also not a type of person that does New Year's resolutions. Or do you do New Year's resolutions?
Man, I can't say I do. This is probably the first year that I've made a resolution to get into a better shape once again. And this is the first time I've done this ever. Because I don't know what happened, man, but like the start of SEMA, since SEMA, it's just been like a downslope for my health and fitness.
Yeah, I've seen you. That's a good one. That's a good one. No, no,
Yeah.
SEMA was bad for me too. I had been eating so well. I lost so much weight. I mean, I'm still at peak fitness, so I don't have to worry about too much. But I used to do New Year's resolutions with my friends because they would all do them. But as cheesy as this might sound, I don't like to do New Year's resolutions as much as I like to renew my vows to myself. Because to
That's it.
me, if you are doing a New Year's resolution and you need the start of the year to motivate you to do something, it's bullshit. It's not going to happen. Because if it really needs to happen, you start it then and there. And then at the beginning of the year, it's just reassessing where I'm at and saying, okay, this is a promise you made to yourself. Go and get it. Kind of like you and I had last week when we sat down and we were planning things for Weekend Media, just sitting down and saying, okay, this is what we had all talked about wanting to do this year. Did we achieve that? And what are we going to do for 2025 to take that to the next level?
Yeah, 100%. For those of you listening or watching this is my promise that this is the last time my audio will sound like this. Right? I will buy this microphone today before we log off. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. It's been a hectic like last quarter of the year, really, and for Ashley and myself. And we were finally just both like, dude, let's go to the meat market. Let's get everything we need. Let's get back on this fitness journey. It's not like I stopped working out. It's just, dude, like that fork, man, it's a
Yeah.
heavy burden. It's a heavy burden. And then like all my focus has been on 2025 and like the events, the car, the prep, weekend media. I showed you the other day, man. I've got it right here in front of me. I finally got a 360. I've been had a 360 camera. I just lost it, but I got the suction mount for it. Right, it's just kind of prepping everything up for the next level, and that's kind of what I've been more focused on. But I mean, this last week, man, I kicked my own ass in the gym. Feels good. Feels real good.
You know what? I need to get back into a training regimen. I think my diet, it still could be better, but it's not bad. But as silly as this might sound, and I make fun of Isaac for being the rich kid, and this, I have a home gym. Okay, so I've
Oh
never told you
man,
this. So
no, I hate you.
dude, I have a bench. I have the rack. I have a squat rack. I have the Bowflex set up in there, free weights. I got a pulley machine. Yeah, the whole nine. And I'm not using it. I need to. Elliptical is in the corner. That shit's getting
What the?
dusty. But yeah, I will say this. A friend of Luisa's was really on this fitness kick where she had to have herself a home gym. So she bought all this stuff. But then she's also, and this is nothing against her, she's also that person who likes people to see that she's doing well and looking good. So then she
Oh,
wanted to
hell
go
yeah.
back. Yeah, she started going back to the gym, and then all that stuff started collecting dust at her house, and then it came to my house. So
Yeah, it's a win.
it is what it is. I need to get back to that. Automotive though is in full swing, dude. I got to tell you, last week I went on an end of the year cruise with this group called Speed Advocates that's local here
Oh
to
yeah.
Houston. Um, Love those guys. Steven has said that he'll be here on the podcast sometime this year. We'll talk with him. But he hosted a car meet cruise down to Galveston. He does these once a month. I'm a big fan of his forest cruises. It'll be a group of us that'll just run through the back hill country and have a lot of fun. I think the last one I went, there was a 458, a GT2. There was myself. I mean, we had
Jeez.
Fiats. It was a good selection of cars. Well, this one, he let everybody know probably about a week in advance, which he typically doesn't do. There were over 200 cars that showed up, dude. I'm talking everything from McLaren all the way to 70s F100s. It was
Wow.
insane the amount of cars that went. So it got me hyped up for 2025 and everything that's going on with automotive. And it's not just what's popping off here in Texas. Around the world, there's a lot going on in automotive news. I know that you got something that you want to hit us with. So I'll go ahead and let you lead us into the news that's going on in the automotive world right now.
Oh man, automotive world. I keep a steady pulse on, especially what's going on with my Ram and my Dodge products. As we all know, there's been a big EV push in the Dodge Charger. No more Challengers, no more Hemi. As we do know, the 2025 Durango will keep the Hemi V8 alive, which is really nice, especially for all those purists. But here's what I found. Dodge has rolled out a all-electric or an EV pickup truck, and it's called the Ram Charger. Now, if you guys don't know this, I actually own an original first-gen Dodge Ram Charger, and it's the last year of the removable hardtop, aka the tin grill, which is the one that's really sought after. So to call something a Ram Charger and it's fully electric, I mean, I get it, right? Ram Charger, it makes sense. But as I was reading this, they are pushing forward the orders of the Ram Chargers into early 2025. So the vehicle orders will actually start a lot sooner. It's got capable of 690 miles of range on a full battery. But here's the kicker. It's got a gas engine as a generator built into it to make it the extended range or the rev, right? Ram rev, excuse me, extended range EV. So 690 miles, but it's got an onboard like a gas generator. And that just kind of blows me away a little bit. Like, what is the point of going full blown EV if you still
That
have a
defeats the purpose.
you know what I mean? It's like, listen, you can't try to you know please all sides of it. It's going to be full EV. Just go full EV. It's going to be full gas. Go full gas. Now, we spoke about in a different episode. Tim Kuniskis is going to be back as the CEO of the Ram brand. So hopefully we see stuff like Hemis coming back into these pickup trucks because I know that's been a big killer for a lot of the Ram sales being the Hurricane inline six turbo. So we'll see what happens there. I just thought that was hilarious because I didn't know that the Ram Charger had a gas engine powering to charge the
Yeah,
battery.
but you're just a rolling generator at that point. I don't even understand why you would do this. It's kind of like half-assing electric vehicles. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It's like half-assing electric vehicles, and that's what, like Matthew McConaughey says, if you can do anything, whole ass it. So whole ass the fact that it's an EV, it's full EV, and make that capable. Now, if you remember the Ram EV, I think it was called the Rev, when they unveiled that concept vehicle, it was bad to the bone, dude. It was basically like the size of a mega cab. It was a three row. I don't know if you ever saw that.
no.
No, it was actually pretty insane. Um, Compared to like what they're actually rolling out, the concept always is way more badass than the actual product that comes out. But yeah, those are some things, more news to come out on that. But that was kind of my top pick. I had to pick on it. I'm sorry.
Well, rolling with what you were talking about there with Dodge, they're also saying that they're not killing off anything EV just because of what's going on with Stellantis. They're still moving forward with the Dodge Charger Daytona, and that has actually started production at the plant in Ontario. So they're rolling those out. They're starting with the two doors. and then they're going to roll into a 4-door, and then the police cars are to come afterwards. Which, hey, you know what? If you're in the Texas area and you like running from cops, just wait for the charge to go out. That's all you got to do. Like, but
Yeah.
so they still got that rolling out. I thought that was interesting to see. It's not a hideous looking car. I really hope that they ditch the electric sound or the V8 sound that they got pumping out of that thing, or even the cat growl like that. Kind of blows my mind. So that I thought was interesting. And then also on the EV side is the merger or potential merger between Honda, Nissan, and Mitsubishi.
Okay,
So
man, I saw a title of that and I was like, what the hell? And it seems so much to get into that I didn't read it. So this is fresh news for me.
yeah, so at first I thought it was fake because it, like anything you see on Facebook or Instagram these days, there's always somebody dying, something crazy happening. But apparently it is a thing that due to the basically the force that China has created in producing EV vehicles for the world, it is now scaring companies like Honda and Nissan to where they are going to merge together for EVs at this time, EVs only. And since that Nissan is the largest shareholder of Mitsubishi, Mitsubishi comes along with that. For the
Wow.
longest time, Tesla has been the leader, but now with the cheaper labor costs and all that that's going on in China, they have become the leader in EV production. Now, we don't see a lot of that here in the US, but it's a big deal
Yeah.
worldwide to the point that even the EU has added additional taxes to China, bringing in their EVs to slow some of that down, just due to the crazy costs and the fact that it's becoming a monopoly that people can't really keep up with it. And one thing that I thought was really funny with what's going on with this Honda Nissan talk is Carlos Ghosn was on CNBC chiming in about this, saying that he worries that Nissan will become basically the foot soldier of Honda and will take all the beating and become a redheaded stepchild, in a sense, to all of this because Honda is the larger company.
Right.
Carlos also said that him having ran Nissan for 19 years, it kind of hurts him to see this happen. However, I want to tell you, first of all, CNBC, shame on you for bringing Carlos Ghosn on. And secondly, why would anybody want to listen to Carlos? Because for those of you listening or watching, Carlos is actually up on charges for financial misconduct. And not only are they looking
Oh
to put him
my.
in jail, he fled the country to evade this. This man climbed into a shipping container and got himself shipped out of the country. So for anybody to come about financial status or what they think is going on with Nissan and they want to talk to this guy, he's the one who tanked this company and put them in this situation to begin with. I just kind of found that funny that he was the one chiming in on that.
Wow. I slightly remember this.
Yeah.
Man, that is news. But I will say, man, I mean, of course you remember. I still remember when the Subaru BRZ Toyota A86 came out.
Mm.
Um, and so it's really cool to see these companies kind of coming together. But it also sounds like an enemy of my enemy is my friend. And
Oh,
everybody stands
100%.
together like, hey man, listen, I don't really like you, but I don't want to lose to this guy. And the only way I'm not going to lose is we team up.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
So,
Exactly. Like, oh man, yeah, that I thought was absolutely crazy. And then shifting over to American vehicles is what's going on with the Corvette ZR1 and the
hmm
fact that that thing they're saying will do 233 miles an hour, and they're claiming that that can hit 60 miles an hour in 2.3 seconds. I'm like, that kind of blows my mind, and that's insane. I also would like to say that I do not see these things selling for 200 under 200K when they launch. There's no way.
not to mention the claimed horsepower is bananas as well.
Yeah, it's north of 1,000, right? Just slightly
Yeah.
north of 1,000. So to
What
me,
the hell?
that's
Yeah, 1,064. Timeout.
yeah. Wait, what is wild is, we when I was younger, the Fox body was a big thing, and I know again I'm dating myself, but that car had I think not even 200 horsepower. And then when I got my first Mustang GT, it was the S197 that you drift now. that was a big deal because it had 300 horsepower, which is now less than what the EcoBoost Mustangs put out. So now we're climbing up to 1,000 is just the standard. That was what it was wild when you had a car that you built to 1,000 horsepower.
500 was like, brother, 500 horsepower at the car meet. You were, oh, dude, you were man's gift, you know.
Dude, the funny thing is, right now you have so many cars that have north of 400, 500 horsepower that just the average person can afford, but they shouldn't be driving because they can't handle it. You know, that's the biggest thing. Everybody wants to talk about, well, everybody who owns a Mustang crashes it. No, what it is the Mustang is the most affordable horsepower that you can get on the market. And that means that a lot of people who should not be driving them have access to them.
So, man, there's this video. I'm so glad you said this. I swear to you, 2015 Hellcat came out, and this video came out, and I could probably never find it. The guy talks about the third owner. Now, and the problem with the Hellcats. All right, so for example, you get people like me who grew up with a Shelby GT500, like '08, '09. That's my dream car, still is, right? And that car's got a lot of power. Now, I can't afford it at the time that it comes out, right, as the first owner, but the first owner who can will generally typically take care of it. In comes the second owner, and they buy this car that's been taken care of and it's in good shape. And he's probably going to drive it more now because it's a little older. And then by the time he sells it, it gets into the hands of the third owner. By the time that car became affordable to me, the Hellcat existed, right? So what the guy was saying was by the time the third owner gets to the Hellcat, we're going to have all these people that can afford it but can't handle 700 horsepower, right?
Yep.
And if you think about how those cars were mass produced, I think a car like the Corvette ZR1 with 1,000 horsepower, I think it's going to be out of the third owner's reach for quite a while. But imagine if it does get like mass produced and does become affordable and people get their hands on that.
Dude.
What a nightmare. Look at the nightmare of street takeovers.
Oh, yeah.
And what do they always say? Hellcat. It's a Hellcat. It's a Cat Pack because they're so affordable. So you have all this power, all these cars that are affordable, and they get into the hands of the wrong people.
Yeah. Oh, here's how I know when I go to events that somebody isn't a driver. It's because they'll come up to an RTR Spec 3. How fast does it go? Okay, first of all, like the majority of your cars are going to be limited, okay? So it doesn't really matter. Or they'll say, how much power it got? Here's the thing. If those are your questions, or if I tell you and you say, oh, will that beat a Hellcat? Or will that beat a ZL1? Okay, first of all you're worried about is straight line speed. And chances are you've never driven anything this powerful. On the cruise that I did with Speed Advocates, I always go out there. I try to drive my Spec 5 when I can. But what I see is the difference between a street runner and a driver, because everybody comes flying at these corners past me, flying at like over 100 miles an hour. Or, I mean, at a high rate of speed close to the speed limit. And then the minute a curve shows up on the street, they all slam on the brakes and I go flying past them because all they knew how to do is go straight. We had a person who, thank God, is okay, but he was on a bike. He was trying to mess around with cars. He was flying down the highway, went up to a corner, went 2 sideways, just dumped it. The bike slid across 3 lanes of traffic. He slid across 2. He didn't get hit by anybody, thankfully. Neither did the bike. At the time, everybody said he got up. He was okay. He was a little bit sore. But bikes, I mean, they are more nimble than a car is. So if you are trying to go that fast on a bike or go that fast in a car and you don't know how to handle it, you don't need to be going that fast. It doesn't matter how much horsepower you throw at it. It doesn't matter all the cool freaking liveries you have it or the fancy taillights you put on your drift car. If you don't know how to handle it, it doesn't mean anything.
Bro, that's me, by the way, with the fancy taillights, for those of you that don't know. I take them off when I go to drift events and I put the stock taillights on. But when just for like street cruising and whatnot, which is never, I put the fancy taillights back on.
Those taillights look so good to your garage when you walk out there. Like this.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, bro, that's a flag. Those are Raxium V4s or some shit. I wanted them so bad, so I got them. But yeah, dude, like actually today I went karting at Coda for the first time.
Oh, cool. How was that?
It was a ton of fun. I really enjoy being outdoors. Typically, all the karting we've done has been K1 speed indoors electric karts. So these are
Mhm.
gas, man. And Milo, owner of RMS, Russell Machop, he hit me up last night. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow?" I'm like, "Nothing. Let's go karting." I said, "Okay." So, he picked me up. We went out there, and like, when they first start up. I'm watching people. I'm like, doesn't look that fast. I feel like K1's faster. We get out there and they're gas powered. They start it up, you immediately go, and it's like kind of sputtering, dude. And I'm like, this ain't it, Chief. I'm like, like this part's broken already, but they're definitely modulated like K1 speed. So the whole thing felt like it was on a choke the entire time. But I think once everybody got on track, they allowed the car to get full power and it's different. Listen, the cart took off, and I said, "Oh!" And I took that first turn, and it like whipped out on me, and I'm like, "Oh, this is way different than K1 speed." Listen, lap five, I got her figured out, bro. I got my line, right? I saw how the cart felt, did the whole thing, and I was going around them corners straight sideways, dude. It is so much more fun than K1 speed because once you go in the turn, dude, you can really hang it on there, and I can flat foot the whole thing except for the last hairpin. You just can't. There's no way. And when we got off the track, bro, there's a TV outside. My picture came up, first place, fastest lap. I was like, dude, like
There you go.
I know I was cooking. Like I felt it. And Milo was like, damn. I'm like, where are you at? Number 8. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? You're like way lighter than me. He's like, what the hell were you doing? And I was like flat footing pretty much the whole track. Just commit. It's gonna get sideways, counter steer, and stay into it. And on the second round, he followed me and he saw what I was doing, and he was like, Jesus, dude. He's like, you got a lot of trust in that cart. Yeah, dude, ton of fun. We need to go as a group. We need to go as a group too, the Coda
Oh,
one.
absolutely. Hold on. Let me get a little ASMR here.
Ooh,
There we go.
I'm kind of thirsty now, dude.
Yeah, right. I'm cracking open that Zoa. I love these things. This is the Rocks drink. Not sponsored,
Oh,
but you know what? If they want to throw us a little bit of love, we'll throw them some more love, or Red Bull, or Rockstar, or anybody who
or
wants
anybody.
to.
Ghost.
We'll take anybody. I'm not afraid to whore myself out. I don't care. But I do like these. I like these things a lot. They're a little bit better for your health than your standard energy drink. I think they taste better. They're just an all around drink. Good, good.
I need to try it out, dude. I've got the worst energy drink addiction, and I tried some of the Ghost products. Again, none of this is sponsored. I tried so many different pre-workouts and shit, and I like the way the Ghost products taste. They're the ones that make like the cookies and cream, like Oreo flavored proteins and whatnot. I felt like I was just getting fat on those, so I just stopped drinking those. But their energy drinks, I like them a lot, and their aminos, BCAAs, EAAs, they're really
Yeah.
good. Taste so good.
I there's a couple like the rehab rock stars I can drink, or the rehab monsters I can drink, or I really like
Yep.
the coffee monsters. You know what? I love
Yes.
Monster. I love the folks over at Monster. I got to say that because I work a lot with them, and because they are good people. But I can't drink original Monster anymore. There's just something about it that if I even take a sip of that, I feel like my heart is going to explode. And I feel like the lining of my stomach is about ready to melt away. But that's after 8 years of working on the road with Monster and RTR. So every time you go to a cooler, you pop it open, there's a Monster. So you're just constantly drinking those things. So I did it to myself. Um,
The coffees are delicious, dude.
yeah. Oh, dude, I love them. So
They're
the
so
guys
good.
at RTR, like they got in a case, and I was like so happy. I was like, we need to get more of these. And somebody said, well, we don't order those anymore. I said, why not? And they said because the guys in the shop said it gives them the shits. So apparently it works like regular coffee for those guys. But for me, I
Stories.
absolutely love those things. So um, besides all of that, I've already got. If I could put my thoughts together, calm yourself down. Took a hit of
That's
Zoa, and
damn.
I'm going 0 to 100 right now. Slow it back down. Let's get the audience back in here for us. I have already started scheduling travel for 2025 into, I want to say, April. We got several events going for RTR. This week, I am going to be at the St. Louis Auto Show. For anybody who is listening and maybe in the area, come to the St. Louis Auto Show. I will be out there with Ben Hobson. Jared Dienda will be out there announcing. Vaughn's going to be out there on Saturday. St. Louis Auto Show is always so much fun. I love the people that come out and see us there at St. Louis. I'm not looking forward to the temperature at St. Louis. Last time I was there, it was like 15 degrees one morning when I woke up and had to walk across the street to get my Starbucks, and I freaking hated it. It's so cold, but the fans always bring the heat, and I love that. Got a championship celebration going on in Charlotte with RTR. So Ford is coming out. James Dean is going to be there. Ben Hobson, Vaughn Gittin Jr., the whole RTR crew. I am actually going to be the host and MC of this event.
No, dude,
Yes,
congrats. That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
thank you. So that's going to be super awesome. We're planning Ponies in the Smokies in March. We're looking forward to Carlisle Ford Nationals, I believe, in May. We have Mustang Week Texas that's happening at the end of April, which, as I had told you, Tirado, I had been planning that with the people of Power Auto Media Group for a while now, behind the scenes, before we announced that RTR is going to be doing a 3-year partnership for this event. So that's really cool. We are also still going to be doing Myrtle Beach. But like with all that's going on with RTR, I'm still trying to plan my 2025 and the team's 2025, dude. I know that you've been out there working on the car, got plans going for the car. I mean, it hasn't
Brother,
stopped for you.
brother, I'm honestly just waiting for the drift schedule. I have some pretty rad stuff actually happening with the Dodge Ram. The first thing I'm going to be doing with the Ram is there's actually a hood in my room right now. So I'll be doing some content, some install content on the hood. Then the truck is going to be going to RMS, Resto Mod Shop, and the hood got some shipping damage on it. So we're going to go ahead and just strip the whole thing down. We're going to fix the damage on it, do the paint and body work on it. My front bumper has some damage to it, but we're actually going to copy the Ram Rebel TRX. What was that? Oh my God, the render, the one that came out in like 2017. We're gonna copy the way they did that front bumper, the way they painted around the tow hooks, painted the tow hooks, the fog lamps, all that. Because it really is a Ram Rebel or a Warlock front bumper. It's the same front end my truck has. So we're gonna copy that paint scheme a little bit, freshen it up. Vicraz is gonna send over some matte black vinyl. We're gonna wrap the roof of it matte
Hold,
black.
hold, hold on. I just want to tell you, Flex, you're not copying it. You're taking inspiration from it, okay?
Yeah, taking
Taking inspiration.
inspiration.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna powder coat the red the toe hooks in the front red. Um, yeah, just honestly little things, dude. So that's gonna be the first thing we're gonna do. We're gonna shave the tailgates and put the big Ram letters on it, so I don't have to buy a whole new tailgate. Um, and I'm actually gonna do the Baja style again, just like the TRX concept, where it's got the two wheels in the back. So I found these mounts that you could put in the back, and you can put the jack right in the middle, and you can have those two giant spare tires in the back. So the last thing I'm working with is I want to work with Toyo tires. I really like their Open Country MT or Maximum Traction tire. So I want to get a set of those. So I need 4 or 5, I need 6 of them. So if they're feeling really generous and they want to do the CJ7, the Jeep, that's kind of the other thing I'm working on, just buttoning it up. But yeah, I really want to
Toyo
start up.
Tires, hit us up. Hit up,
Yeah, dude.
Weekend Media.
So
We need a tire sponsor. You know what? If you're good enough for UFC, you're good enough for us.
yeah, that's right. So really want to start out the year now that it's colder and waiting on drifting to start with just like a lot of off-road. Want to hit Hidden Falls Adventure Park. Want to see how it compares to your Raptor.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
So speaking of working on vehicles, I've told you before, my Raptor, it's a 2017, it's the 3.5. It had a carpeted bed liner. I don't know who thought that would be a great idea, but I
That's a
absolutely hated
Houston.
it.
That's a Houston truck, boy. That's a
Yeah.
Houston truck. That thing was
Oh
going
my
to
God.
the mall, HEB, Bucky's. That's it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I put the first scratch on it. Well, technically Louisa did, but that's neither here nor there. But finally pulled that out, getting ready to do the bed liner. I was talking to you about it. There's going to be a video that you guys can check out. on my channel. But this thing, I don't know who made the double sided tape on that, but that person there should have built the submarine that went down into the ocean.
Oh,
Because let
hell.
me tell you what, like I pulled off that Velcro and that tape stayed. I covered that stuff in Goo Gone. It freaking stayed. I got so upset. I went and got a wire wheel, put it onto my grinder, and I hit that. It took it all the paint off down to the aluminum, and all that goo just moved to the sides, dude. I got so mad. I got these stripes of just bare metal in the bed of my truck, and all the goo still there. So I still got to get that off. So this is now what should have been a 1 day project has now turned
Yeah.
into a 3 day project, and I still don't have the liner down. And here's something else. I wanted to make sure that this looked really, really nice. So when I worked at the dealership, when we would do the bed liners there, we would pull the bolts out so that we didn't cover over them. That way it looks a little bit nicer. So we did that. And then I took Louisa to work. And then I came home and I go to step up into the back of the truck and the bed moves. And I was like, oh, I just took this thing at 55 miles an hour to
Oh, dude.
Louisa's job. I was on the road for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and this bed was not even remotely bumped into the back of this truck. I
Dang,
have
dude.
no idea how it made it there and back, but thank God it did. Because I can guarantee you that would have not been a cheap fix or an easy one to pick up off the highway. But I do have. I'm like you. I'm trying to do the little jobs in the off season. I have.
Yeah.
I just did the lift on the GR Corolla, so I'm going to have that up on the channel as well.
Oh,
And then
you did.
oh yeah, dude, it
Oh, it's
looks.
done.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's
time out,
done.
ref. Can you use Toyo tires on that for
Oh yeah,
rallycross?
yeah,
What
absolutely.
do you know what tires?
I will have to check to see what size because I want to try and move to a 17 wheel. It's the smallest that I can put on there, but
Okay.
we can look into that, man. I mean, because if we're gonna be running tour and we're gonna be doing rallycross,
Yeah, I'm not
and
sure. I'm not sure about tour. Just
shut up. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
I mean, I kind of give it away by saying I'm doing the spare tires and the jack in the back, and
Yeah.
I'm actually doing. I know everybody does KC's, man, but we're gonna do Hellas on the ram bar in the back.
Hmm.
Gonna do four Hella 550s. They're just a little more, to the side. So two on the left, space in the middle, two on the right, and I'm gonna do Hella 550s just on the ram bar. So no ditch lights or anything. I want to keep the front sleek. So yeah, I mean it's gonna look like a Baja truck. It's just gonna get it to perform that way. And I'm trying to
Yeah.
talk with TSW Off Road, Alex. He does all the Raptor stuff. He's the one
Hmm.
that did the suspension for the Ford Lightning we took to King of the Hammers. So he hates me though. He's a Raptor guy. He's 100% a Ford Raptor guy. And he's like, "You're what? You're Ram? No, I just need to convince him. Like, dude, be the first to market with this stuff. Be the first one. Let me test it." And
Hey,
that's
I wish you the best. I mean, Raptor is the best way to go, but
I
it is
know.
what it
Trust me.
is.
Trust me. I know. I'm not saying it's not. It's even when you look at the TRX suspension, because when I had mine, that's the first thing we did was like, "Hey, Alex, check out the suspension on this." And I mean, he crawled all over it, and he was like, "Well, this should change. This should change. This would be better." And but yeah, I mean, he built some badass rides. I need to get him to bring out um, his Raptor out. I think it's badass.
I told Vaughn I was going to be doing tour this year, and he said, "All you got to do is put that thing into Baja and send it. Don't worry about anything else."
Cheat
I
code.
mean, yeah,
Man,
I mean,
mine's not. There's no buttons. There's no settings. There's gas and brake. That's it. Dude, I mean, I remember it was like Raptor, 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 and then some of these Raptors. Dude, there's a gentleman out there. If you watch my YouTube video where I did the proper way to use your 2024 Ford F-150 Raptor R, we went to tour that day, and he took out his brand new Raptor R, and he went out there. And this dude sends it. He has the Smurf, which was actually Ken Block's F-150 Raptor. It's a first generation. What is it, crew cab, where it's like a door and a half. It's not a full four door Raptor. And when I saw the truck, I started talking to him. It's a freaking race truck, dude. It's roll cage, comms, it's got everything. And I was like, how long did it take you to build this? And that's when he said it was actually Ken Block's truck. And I'm like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, and then Silverado with like full Dirt King fabrication stuff came in, looking like a straight up trophy truck. And I started looking at the field, and I was like, damn, dude, this is hype. Like, I want to get into this. So no TRXs though, no Rams. I want to be the
Hey,
first one.
yeah, hey, and you know what? I want to just put this out there. I do know that when you do your content as you're a content creator now, borderline influencer because you're a bit of a dick from time to time.
Yeah,
Um,
just a little
you
bit.
know, I don't want to blow any of your secrets away here, but thankfully for us, in our first week of launching any of these podcasts, we get about 8 streams. So it's going to be about 2 weeks before anybody finds out that you're going to be doing this anyway. So we're good.
Yeah, that's basically true. No one's gonna know. This is just the beginning.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But you know what? We are planning to do a lot more stuff as a group, as Weekend Media. We will be at a lot more events. Look for our tents. Look for what we have set up because schedules are going to start rolling out soon for all these sanctioning bodies. I know that Lone Star Rallycross said after the first of the year, they're going to have their schedule out. I know that we talked about in the last podcast that I was going to be crowned the champ. Well, they have officially posted it, the list of champions
Dude,
for this
congrats.
year. Thank you, thank you. You know, it's not one of those things where it's televised or on a big stage, but everybody starts somewhere, and every time that you do any type of competition, you really have to fight for it and you have to grow and learn before you can get to those bigger stages. So this did mean a lot for me. And you saw it during the last event of the season. I was giving myself so much shit. I ended up, it was a doubleheader weekend. I did a 1-2 finish for the weekend. And I was giving myself so much shit, but I was in
Yeah,
second place. I lost by 2.5 seconds. I was 15 seconds ahead of third place. I mean, and if you look at our competition, myself and Cassandra, who were 1-2 on the final day, we were in the top five with the modified class, you know? So,
yeah, it's
um,
bananas.
it's insane. We were working. So we're both going to be moving into mod all-wheel drive for next season to just push ourselves as drivers because that's the only way you're ever going to grow as a driver.
So she's going
And
up too?
yep, her and I we
Oh,
talked about it. So we because the thing too is you have these drivers where you kind of become friendly rivals with, and
yeah,
that has been us this season. So now we're going to go after some of the heavy hitters that have been really just wiping the floor with everybody. I'm also looking at trying to build another vehicle that would be more along the lines of something that could go out to Rally Ready and do the stage rallies. So that's in the works. So I just want to become a better all around driver and just see what I can do. I know that you've got big plans for the season and how you want to advance as a driver. I know seeing you at the last um, Dreamers of Drift event, that just the leaps and bounds that you have improved as a
yeah,
driver has been fantastic. And the thing that I love that you said at that event is this is the last time I'm coming here to this skid pad. Now I need to go out there and start testing myself on the big track. And that's how you learn. You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
yeah. I mean, seeing the way you, I mean, first of all, how's it feel like beating on little kids, huh?
I mean, it's good. It's good. You know
It's,
what? That's how you get your black belt in karate. You just go fight the kids.
yeah, that's how you got it. I'm joking. Being out there, especially in rallycross the level of competition, those guys are committed and they send it every time. But for me, it was just a wow factor being at your first event and being at your last event. And just one, seeing how fast you were moving, seeing you take a couple more risks with the car kicking out sideways. And I'm like, this is a whole different Jordan. 1 year of committed driving, committed to working at your craft. Like, I got to applaud you, man. Like,
Thank you.
nobody, I don't think for the first three, four events, we thought like he's going to take home like the full championship. So,
Oh
and like
no.
you said, it's just grassroots, it's not televised, but to jump into something new with a new, literally a brand new car that you don't know, you know what I mean? Like that was just bananas, man. Hats off to you for that.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
yeah, doing because I mean I'm with you there, dude. I've done some crazy leap to the deep end of the pool stuff before. And yeah, at the end of this last drift event, it's just the truth. I want to progress. I want to get better. Even the guy sending the cars out earlier in the day you went there, he was like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here, Bubba? You need to go out there. Like you're ready." And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I gave him a BS excuse. I said, "Yeah, it's just." when I want the car to do what I want it to do, like it's not as predictable as I would like it to be. And now that I'm looking back, I was like, bro, I'm full of shit, man. I needed to be out there
Yep.
on the big track because there's only one turn the couple times that I went out there that I really couldn't link. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm ready. I just need to practice on the big track and quit being a little girl about it.
Yeah.
Nothing
I
but
mean, you've progressed so far, and again, you have to put yourself in those situations. If that's where you want to be, that's where you need to start putting yourself in and learning. And guess what? It's just like when you start doing your donuts and your figure eights and your big slides. Is the first few times you go out there, you're gonna suck. You might spin a couple
yeah,
times and have to drive off course, but guess what? You learn from that.
yeah,
So nobody out there was perfect. So I just really I applaud you for for looking at yourself and saying, yeah, this is what I need to do if I want to
yeah,
advance and be a better driver because I have a goal and this is what I need to do. And I see that with just like all the people I've surrounded myself with this year, whether it's Rallycross or you out there at the drift events and the other drifters. It's just really cool to see that. And
yeah,
there are so many people that are coming into Rallycross now. I want to see them continue to grow. The younger kids that are coming in, let them own that stock all-wheel drive class. Let them hone their craft there. I've
yeah,
I have been behind the wheel driving and trying to compete on some level in some sport since I was 16. Okay. I first year out, get my feet wet, learn what it's about. Okay. Now we move on. Let the next guys come in here and just take over and keep doing what they're doing to bring in more people. And then I'll start battling the bigger dogs. But that's just how you do it and that's how you grow. And just everybody who's put on these events all through 2024, my hat's off to them. I mean, the guys who put on Dreamers of Drift. I mean, that's not cheap to host those events. It's not easy to organize that stuff. And
no.
what was it, 60 drivers out there? You know,
Dude, it's
that's
getting bigger. I've done 3 events with them. Every event is just grown and grown and grown. And what's cool is every event I talk to somebody and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's my first event." And I'm like, "Dang, dude, like it's just growing." And you know what's really rad is seeing all these grip cars, right? Your autocross cars, your road race cars out there, and these kids are like this new generation of car builder with YouTube and the internet, they're building some crazy stuff, dude. Yeah, I saw a K20, I'm pretty sure it was like a Honda K20 swap Miata, right? And I was like, "Hey, bro, that's not the stock engine." He's like, "No, it's Honda this, that, the other." And then he took a 350Z rear diff and this axle and that axle, and he machined down the hub. And I'm like, this you're not a bolt-on boy. Yeah, you're like 20 years old. This is crazy. It turned out he worked at Calvo Motorsports, building 1300.
oh well.
Yeah, a crazy world. But seeing just the new generation come into it's just really cool. A little bummed out when they're like, nice car, man, nice setup. You've been drifting for how many years now? I'm like 3 events. But yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying myself. It's a ton of fun. But of course, you see these guys bashing doors. You see these guys just really getting after it and having these heated, just for no reason battles, right? It's not competition at Dreamers. And I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do a Scandinavian flick to turn one, turn two. Like, I want to do that. So, and the way to do it is to do it, man.
Yeah, they had a backy competition there, and I told Isaac, go enter it. He's like, no, I don't know how to do one. Okay, well,
Neither do
look at the
they.
competition out there. They're trying. That's the
Yeah,
reason why it's a competition is to see if you can do it.
yeah,
It's just push yourself above and beyond. But that's what our big plan is for 2025. We want to do our best not to grow ourselves as drivers, but to help grow these individual sports because there are so many tracks closing down. Irwindale had its last event. It
yep,
is freaking gone. There was a track up in Sacramento, California that is gone. Willow Springs is up for sale. There's so many tracks that are leaving, and it's not easy for these organizers to be able to put these on, especially too when they're doing it on their dime. So, like, do what you can to help further them and promote them. And that's what we're going to try and do as well and make it a great all around show for everybody who comes
yeah,
out, making an experience out there with Weekend Media and our team so that you guys can enjoy what's going on with Rallycross, Rally, Drifting, Tour, whatever it is that we're going to be a part of. But yeah, I really, really look forward to it. All right. Well, you know what? go over there, give Tirado Racing a follow. Go check out J-Dub Wrenching. Go check out J-Dub Racing. I just dropped the season finale of, or as Tirado would say, the season finale.
Oh yeah, my bad, bro. I misspelled one word, dude. I misspelled one word. You're gonna hold that over me for as long as possible,
Oh yeah, we're gonna be two old men walking around and be like, "Look at this! It's the season finale." But anyways, I posted that video over there on JW Wrestling. Go check that out. We have a Facebook now. Go over and check out Weekend Media over on
huh? Check it
Facebook.
out.
We also have an Instagram. Go take a look at that. Follow us. Give us some likes. We'd love to see this grow. You know what? I'm a person who loves to do stuff for people who support us. So get us to, I don't know, 10,000 followers and we'll do a giveaway.
Oh yeah, we'll do a
Also,
fat giveaway too, dude.
oh, yeah,
We'll give away some good stuff, man. You
absolutely.
tell us what you want. Are you looking for status racing harnesses, a status racing steering wheel? What else can we give away? Come on.
Dude, I can hook you up with
T-shirts.
t-shirts. We can hook you up with t-shirts. Maybe I can get you an autograph from the boys over at RTR. You know what? I'm going to be
Something.
seeing them soon. I'll get that. So make sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go over there, hit a follow on Instagram, Weekend Media Podcast on both platforms. We're about ready to go live on iTunes, so you can listen to us over there. If you're listening to us on Spotify, thank you guys very much. Make sure to give us a follow here as well. Like I said earlier, I will be out at the St. Louis Auto Show this week. Make sure to stop by, say hi, catch a high five, see the boys. Maybe even I can get you in a drift car if you say, hey, I heard you on the Weekend Media Podcast. So,
Ooh,
again, Brian Garcia, Tirado, thank you so much for joining me today, as always, my friend.
yes,
Maybe, you know
sir.
what? We've been talking about it. In the next podcast that you guys listen to, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk with Brian Garcia Tirado about his experience on Netflix. So
It's a
make
wild
sure that
ride.
you, yes, make sure that you tune into that. If you are listening to us on Spotify, make sure that you hop over to YouTube on Thursday to see this video drop. Again, thank you guys so much for the support. And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace
Peace.
out.